Hey guys, if you are like myself and suffered from candida, viral load, bacterial load, parasite load in the beginning of your health journey, boy do I have a solution for you. You know, for years I dealt with tons of just waking up feeling lethargic, feeling foggy headed, energy would be everywhere. I mean, I literally thought that maybe there was something psychologically wrong with me. And it wasn't until I started to understand that I had this whole bacteria load inside of me, which I shot a video on in the past. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And I knew that this load that was inside of me had to get lowered. And this also connected a lot with my heavy metal load that I had as well. And I shot some videos on that. So if you haven't seen those videos, please go and check those out as well, because this all kind of connects all this so that you can have the highest of the high well-being in your life. Well, as you can see, I'm holding something in my hand, and this is a big part of how I was able to lower my load. And we actually have this whole protocol in our Digestive Restore. I'm actually going to give you guys the watered down version of it because I only have a little bit of time here, and I wanted to be able to give it to you guys for free as well, so you can start utilizing this in your morning regime to help get your load down. When I say load, again, I'm talking about if you're worried about candida, parasites, nasty bacteria, viruses. This is a great thing you can do first thing in the morning to help lower that load so that you can then get on top of certain issues with other modalities and other nutritional foods that you can bring into your diet. And again, we can all dial this in on our Digestive Restore Cleanse. But one of the first things that I like to do in the morning is take charcoal. Yeah, right there, guys. So as you can see, this is an activated coconut charcoal, and me personally, I actually don't get the ones in capsules. I actually get the one in powder, and if you guys want that, I can offer that to you, but most people just buy the capsules. So but I take a lot of charcoal, but I've had to work up to that, so I have to say that, and I want everyone to go and take in tons of charcoal and then, you know, be like, oh, I'm constipated or whatever, because you really want to start with the capsules when you start this. But here's what you do. It's a few products, it's not just charcoal. So you wake up in the morning and I pour about 16 ounces of distilled spring water, and then I add a little bit of salt in there, okay? And then I add about a teaspoon of Detox, which is gonna be about 4 capsules, okay? I then add a quarter teaspoon of DE, and DE is diatomaceous earth, okay? And you can get a food grade form of this. We sell it at our wellness center, so if you don't want to go hunt it down somewhere, which is really cheap, and you know, we sell it for what you can get it on Amazon or whatever. Stuff's everywhere. It's dimetons, and I'm going to go in a little bit more into that, but you can pretty much get this stuff anywhere. And by adding these together, there's a synergy that happens. Because see, dimetons under a microscope are like little shards of glass, and specifically candida, when they come in contact with them, they actually die. It actually kills them. And I'm not big on killing things inside my body. What I like to do is create an environment by changing my chemistry that allows the bad things to leave naturally. However, that does take time. And if we have a high load, a lot of times we need massive action to get the load down, so that then we can do the things that can slowly lower our load or maintain a healthy level load, right? So that's kind of why we would want to bring in this DE and maybe a higher amount, or the charcoal in a higher amount at some given point in time. But at the end of the day, that's high approach to get the load down, and then there's also approach to maintain it. So I just want to clarify that. It's the same with heavy metals. It's like first we have to have some invasive action, and then we can kind of maintain things. But going back, when you kill these bugs inside of you, a lot of times people just take the DE, right? And they take other things to help, you know, get off sugar and, you know, things like this to help stop feeding the yeast and candida. But what's cool is about the DEs, this will also get parasites, also get and other bacteria as well. So what happens though is when we kill these guys, we now have to remove them because we don't want a bunch of dead corpses inside of us. And that's why I stack it with the charcoal. The charcoal will help suck all that stuff out, right? And charcoal in its nature will help pull heavy metals and toxins out of the body. So, and the way that works is it's got basically a buckyball. It's like a dodecahedron shape, and then it's negatively charged. So most all toxins are positively charged. They get sucked and trapped inside there. So if we're killing these fungus and yeast inside of our body, and we're starting to kind of get this kind of like, oh, well, you're just detoxing effect, you're probably wanting to go ahead and add, you do want to go ahead and add some charcoal into your diet, because that'll help kind of bring that load and bring that after effects of those dead bacteria and viruses and mainly candida from dying. Because when these things die inside of us, I mean, they're toxic to begin with, so they release all their debris and all their inside. So imagine that all floating around inside of you. It's no wonder that we feel like crap. So again, guys, just a quick little morning routine. You'll instantly start noticing you feel fresher, you feel lighter, you feel better, just by adding 4 to 6 capsules of our charcoal in some water with about a 1/4 teaspoon of DE, and then you can work your way up. And if you're looking for a little bit more information on exactly how to do the protocol and what level to go at, we really need to sit down and do a consult, because everyone's different and everyone's history is different. If you've got metals in your mouth, I'm going to approach this differently as far as serving size and suggestion goes than if you don't. And the suggestions that I gave you guys today is like the bare minimum. It's the low on the low totem pole to get started, so you can start seeing and feeling these benefits. If you really want to dial this in and also start to look at things specific to your issues, maybe like candida like I had, then we can start diving into certain diet recommendations, which is why we've developed things like in breakfast, these plant-based products that can bring into your life, can really help detoxify a lot of these things, but then also help rebuild us at the same time. That's why they're called super herbs and superfoods, because they have like a medicine component, but then they also have a food component. So when you combine them together, you're using food as medicine, which is, I know we all love that. We all love hearing that Hippocrates quote. But by utilizing the crucial 4 food groups, you're actually able to do that and make sense of that. Because it sounds great on paper, but a lot of times it's like, well, how do I make food into medicine when my chicken, even though it's pasture raised, is got loaded with heavy metals and whatnot? Well, it's the 4 missing food groups. These are the foods that allow us to do that. Specifically, in Detox, coconut charcoal and DE, in about 16 ounces of water, and that's something you can bring in. Now the other thing is to make sure you're drinking lots of water throughout the day when you do this. You have to drink lots of water throughout the day when you do this, which in itself can change lives. But with that, make sure you're drinking pure water. I like distilling water. I like distilling spring water and then recharging it, adding minerals to it. That's my jam. But just use the best, cleanest water that you can. And the higher up you go on that scale of quality, the better you'll feel. All right, so I hope you like this video. I hope it's gonna help you. Be well, namaste, and I hope.